I did not enjoy any of it. Like, it genuinely sucked. Welcome back to my series documenting how to have your own art show. I am 1 week away from my next art show. It's my third art show. And I thought that this time, instead of doing it quietly and having the event and what have you, I would actually film the process of how I got there. The series started about a year ago, where I was still painting, and I knew the show was coming, so I started filming back then. This is real time, how long it's taken me from someone that has like half a collection complete to the final event. And last episode I talked about the venue and the marketing. This week I'm talking about the emotional side of the last week or so, and then just logistics and important stuff. So first, I'm going to talk about how it feels up until now with some action items. So I am genuinely pretty anxious a lot right now, and that is a result of the fact that I have had to put myself out there a lot. I've had to go invite a lot of people. I have to post videos on social media that aren't just me drawing to people that I know, like me talking about the event. And that's terrifying in and of itself, especially as an artist. Like, I'm a pretty extroverted artist, but even for me, this has been an extremely challenging time. So that is one thing that I'm fighting with, and one thing you should prepare for. And the reason why you should prepare for it rather than avoid it is I've got like 160 people or so confirmed to my event. That's a lot of people. And a lot of that came from me just hammering the DMs, the phone calls, and IG. I did not enjoy any of it. Like, it genuinely sucked. But now that I'm a week away, and I'm pretty sure that at worst case turnout, half people show up, which I think that's unlikely, I'm happy. It's a good event. Okay, so you put that legwork in now so that leading up to it, you're not stressing about no one showing up, which is arguably the worst thing that could happen. The next thing that stresses me out is just like, what if? What if this doesn't happen? What if security doesn't show up? What if there's a line at the bar? What if I've misjudged the timelines? What if I did this? What if I get there and all of a sudden art no longer exists? All of it goes through your mind every 5 effing minutes. There's no solution for that. I think some people are better at managing the question marks of reality than others. I'm not one of those people. I like to have things under control. I like to be in control. So naturally, pretty stressful for me. And then like there's just that weird self-conscious of your art. Like, I'm very happy with the art I made. I look at it, and I don't think that people are going to come and look at it and be like, oh, this is awkward, why are we here? I think the paintings are great. I do. I think they're very well made. I think the quality shines through in the actual painting itself. And then the drawings that I'm putting up there, which no artist would obviously put their regular drawings and their nice paintings up, I like them too. I'm happy for people to see them. So I'm self-conscious anyways, because it's, I have like old bosses coming, I have friends that are bougie coming, I have people that don't know the side of me coming, I have coworkers coming, and that is just inducing anxiety. And I imagine this is part of it. I think there's an interesting quote I read recently, 2 quotes maybe, but one was like, you're entitled to the process, not the outcome. Kind of cool. And then the second one was like, discipline is doing the stuff you don't like. And I haven't really liked any of this recent stuff. Like, I love making art, I love painting, I love drawing. Hate cold emailing interior designers to come to my art show. Hate. But I did it, so discipline. And then like there's a little bit of excitement, but it's like not that good excitement. It's the excitement where you're like hopping on a plane to travel. Like, you're excited for the trip, but not the flight, if that makes sense. How I've been managing that? A lot of walking. I've been doing a ton of walking. I've been eating a lot of ice cream. I've just been like, okay, I'm here. Not much more I can do. The art's made. The people are coming. The venue's booked. All I can do is relax to myself. I'm getting a massage today. I'm going for a walk. I'm going to get some ice cream. And that's how I recommend you dealing with all this anxiety, because at the end of the day, there's no pill, there's no hack. You're going to feel a lot of feelings going into this important event that you've been obviously planning for months, years, right? Like I started painting these, you know, I've been painting over here from 2021. It's not going to be in the show, but it's like the first of this collection. So this has obviously been 5 years in the making. Don't expect to just feel nothing. So that's that. From there, I want to talk about logistics. And there's a lot of random things that you should do to have an art show that works out. But I'm going to talk about the things that stand out to me because I haven't written any of this down. And here it is. First, have a good system to organize tasks. This is boring. I use Trello. I was using a paper list that I updated every day. Before that, I have a background in managing projects. So for me, I sat there one day and I wrote down everything I needed to do and I organized it by priority, what I need to do, when, how long it's going to take, whatever. And that's fine. That worked great, right? After about a week, I reorganized. After another week, I reorganized and I slimmed the list down. And the list like expands and shrinks as you add tasks. And that's been invaluable because I know what I have left to do. I know that I'm like, 7 tasks away from being fully complete. Excellent. Then I would, if I had to make a choice, invest more of your time in the awkward marketing stuff. I ran a couple ads. I posted a lot of video that I didn't like. It's not that I didn't like it's bad. I just don't like talking like this to people I know. Like YouTube's fine because no one knows this channel exists. And I don't think anyone's going to watch this video anyways, but it's good because no one knows. So that's important because that stuff is harder to do last minute. Like I had a month of marketing. I think that's a good enough time for most people because most people these days either have no plans this weekend at all or have planned a month ago what they're doing this weekend. And I think if you start a month out and you start attacking that a month away, hey guys, this is the date, put it in your calendars, more information coming, put it in your calendars, then people start thinking, okay, this day is the day I'm doing it. And then you're just filling in information versus telling people the week before, hey, I've got a show coming up, it's next weekend. Because a lot of people, I think this is true across generations, half of the people like to plan. Right? So stack the odds in your favor, put it out early, give people calendar links, give them a date, give them a time, give them an address, and then whenever you're thinking about what to do next, a couple of extra marketing things is actually going to get you further than, maybe you want to touch up the paintings. The paintings should have been done before you started marketing. Focus on the marketing. A week out now, knowing that there's enough people that I'm okay with the outcome, I can tell you that the shittiest part of this, the marketing, was the best part of it now. Planning for like drinks and humans. So I have 2 security guards, a bartender, and a co-check person. Getting these 4 people was extremely... It wasn't difficult, but it was challenging. And that is because I kept pushing it down the blocks. For me to get security, I had to admit... To get all these people, I had to admit that I'm going to spend money on this. Right? And luckily I sold some paintings to pay for the show, so I don't need the show to make money. But I had to acknowledge that I'm going to spend this much for a bartender, this much for 2 security guards, this much for a co-check. You don't have to spend that kind of money if you have people that are willing to do it for you. But you do need to have it set up pretty far in advance to alleviate that task from your mind. because it is a pretty big up in the air if it's a week out and you don't have a coat check, because what if you can't find them? Right? Then you're scrambling and it's stressful. So I would say marketing, followed by get the staff that is required for the venue. Okay? And then you have stuff that you can kind of just do casually and in between, and that's like make the printed materials that are, like the QR codes and the name of the painting and the like placards and all that kind of stuff. That's stuff that you just do for fun. It's just like half an hour here, half an hour there. It can be done in a day. It can be done in the last week. You shouldn't do it in the last week, but because you can, it can be done a little bit more casually. Drinks and head counts and like decisions. So I had to make a decision about whether or not I was going to give drinks away or charge. I am deciding to give the drinks away. Why? Again, if you know me, I have a job. And the luxury of having a job is I can spend money on dumb shit like this, like giving all the alcohol away for free. But because I'm doing that, there's no need for 2 bartenders, because there's no line. I don't have to set up payment systems. People will kind of enjoy the event a little bit more, right? It's like, oh wow, that's so generous. He gave me some free drinks. Thank you so much, right? That is stuff that I think is valuable. And because of that, I went with free drinks. It's going to cost me a few $100s at least. I've decided that that is okay. Okay, the money is gone. Which would lead, and like, if you're going to be getting drinks, make sure you count and buy extra drinks. Because at least in my country, you can return the alcohol if you bought it from a public liquor store, which maybe you don't have in your country. But in my country, we do, in Canada. So I can return the unopened alcohol, so I'm buying more than I need to. I'd rather have extra and keep it, frankly, to be honest. Like, how often do you have like a few $100s of liquor in your house just cause? Or you can return it. Okay? That is going to lead me into this next statement, which I think is super crucial: decisions. So in my project management tool, I have a label for decisions. And decisions are exhausting, require almost no time, but can stuff you up. Like, for example, the decision about whether or not drinks is free, or drinks are free, is a 1-minute decision. If you don't make that decision and you push it and you think about it, I don't know yet, then all of a sudden you get to 2 weeks out, you don't have a bartender. You don't have a payment system. You don't have a way to do all. This is not okay. So find the big decisions you have to make. Mine were alcohol, pricing, how I'm doing payments, how many people I'm going to have staff the event. I really wanted 1 security guard. The guy recommended 2. I fought in my head about it. 1 is the answer. Okay? Or 2 is the answer. Anyways, decisions. They slow you down. So if you can make them quickly and stick to them, do that. And then I think one major piece of advice, and I'm sorry this is so mishmash and all over the place, but if you're watching this in order, and you're doing an art show, then you're at the stage now where all these things are relevant. You should try to have everything done 2 weeks in advance. Everything. Printing stuff, paintings ready, paintings having wire already in them, all the supplies you need to hang a painting, the hooks, the layout, all the supplies like this, right? Hanging wire. These hooks are amazing if you're hanging heavy art. They cost almost nothing. They do almost no damage, and I don't know why everyone doesn't use these. But have everything ready. So that, because you're assuming that everything will be ready, but when you finish everything, there's going to be a few more things that pop up. And you want to have as little to do in the week before the event, just because you want to enjoy the event. You want to be able to just get a little bit more marketing out there, talk to a few more people, and focus your energy on that. And, maybe get back to drawing a little bit. Because I know that for me specifically, the last month I've done next to no art. And as an artist, like, that's why you're here. So it's really hard to drop all that art time and invest it in DMing random people. So there's that. And then, like, some mistakes I made that I don't think most people would make is I rebuilt my entire website by myself. This is like a personal reason. This is such a poorly timed decision. But I rebuilt the whole thing. I have my own checkout flows and all this other stuff. And a few days ago, I broke something. I spent an entire day troubleshooting a payment issue. And, like, it was just so stupid. And, like, I have one major task on my list, and that is to go through and verify the payment flow and make sure everything works. Make sure if you spend $1,000, it's going to go through. I'm going to have to, and, like, all this, and, like, I don't have, like, a payment verification email. I don't think. Maybe I do. I don't know. I don't think I have that. So what that means is I have to take on the burden of a lot of tasks. And I don't think most artists will do this. I don't know why I did it. I kind of regret doing it. But it's fine. Right? Like, I'll, like, lose another day trying to fix some stuff. I'll be able to say I did it. It's okay. If you're an artist and you have Squarespace or Shopify set up ready, don't try to make your own payment systems and websites. Cool website for sure, but troubleshooting payments a week before your big show, not okay. Honestly, I think those are the big things. If you can get through that whole list of stuff, especially focusing on creating tasks and crossing them off every single day and moving ahead and trying to cover every little question mark, I think you'll be okay. Yeah. Well, actually, I'll add one more thing. So, about a month ago, I started doing my marketing and reaching out to people, and it went well. It was fine. And then this weekend, I had to do something I was uncomfortable with because I've been posting all these videos and I feel like an idiot posting these videos. But then I went and actually messaged all the people that said yes to confirm. And, like, yes, most people said, yeah, I talked to you like 3 weeks ago. What are you doing? Some people haven't answered. Some people are going to ghost for sure. But the confirming does two things. One, it helps you plan better. Okay, it will take you a few hours on a Saturday. You're going to hate doing it. I sold something actually doing it, so it's not that bad. But that's one half of the battle. But also it reminds people a week out. Because, like, some people said yes, sure. And a lot of people will think, okay, hopefully I have nothing better to do that day, and then I'll go. And in my case, the confirmation was people like, oh, okay, this event's happening. I forgot about it. It's now in my calendar. I now have plans. So it's worth doing. It's worth following up. I promise all this stuff sounds terrible and tedious and exhausting, and better if you have someone doing it for you. But I believe that if you are an artist and you are trying to make art that you think is good and you're making art that people should see, you can't just post on Instagram. And once in a while you have to do something like this just to, I don't know what the purpose is, to validate yourself, or I don't think it's validation. I think it's just, I think, what you're supposed to do. It's like you wouldn't make music and never try to have a concert. Like, you could, but there's like it brings it, there's like 10 million artists on Instagram, but for one night you're the only artist in the room, and people connect differently with that kind of event, especially these days. So that's it for this video. I may make a follow-up to this because there's still some stuff going on. The next video is probably going to be about the actual event. I'll try to have some footage there. If you've watched any of these videos, thank you. Subscribe, yada, 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 yada. I'll see you in a bit.